It's lights out and we're racing in MotoGP here in Thailand. It's an absolutely electric, dynamite start from pole position once again by Marc Marquez. He will get the whole shot into the first corner. Contact there between Alex Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia, mid-corner in turn one. Agura once again has made a superb start. The contact between Bagnaia and Marquez has been costly with a 73. He's dropped back down to P4. Agura in the podium places on lap one.
What a start for him, and again, I don't think it was necessarily off the line. I think it was all into turn number one. So Alex Marquez with a bit of early work to do in fourth place, and he's immediately passed Agura all the way out of turn three.
Marc Marquez already through sector one, nearly 0.3 of a second clear. Bagnaia leading that chasing group. There's Bezzecchi getting aggressive on the inside of Mir. That's really cost Mir, who's run off the circuit. The two factory KTM surged through.
Marco Bezzecchi had a terrible start yesterday. Much better this time around. He's in 8th place, exactly where he started. Morbidelli a big mover, so too Raul Fernandez.
Alex Marquez and Bagnaia, more contact almost. Left foot off the foot peg there for Bagnaia as Marquez sweeps on through back into second place. Hammer down, head down already for 93. He's over half a second clear through the first three splits on lap one. This has been textbook start from Marquez.
Just the first lap he would have wanted so far. Another world champion further back who's had a terrible first lap is Fabio Quartararo on the Yamaha. He's dropped 6 places. He's behind his teammate now in 16th.
Oh, I tell you what, Agura was close to Bagnaia's rear tyre there as they braked hard with that first gear right-hander, turn 12. That was close. I don't think he might have lost a bit of exit speed there, Agura. He has indeed, and that's allowing Miller to seize that fourth place. Through goes the Australian. Agura trying to tough it out on the exit of turn one.
Quartararo lost further places into the final quarter. He's 17th now. Something clearly not quite right with that factory Yamaha on this first lap. He's had a terrible start to this Grand Prix.
So Marquez versus Marquez once again as Morbidelli just squeezes through on Raul Fernandez. It was tight, but he has found a way through the Italian on the Spaniard. That's Acosta sliding into the tarmac runoff on the outside of turn one. And what's been a pretty bang average weekend so far for KTM has just got that little bit worse as their star performer, their leading light, tips off at turn one at the start of lap 4.
Yeah, something that Pedro Acosta did quite a bit of last season in his rookie campaign, and he started this season with a crash as well. He only picked up a handful of points yesterday for 6th place. 4 points for Pedro yesterday. He'll do well to add to that today.
You just wonder, Lewis, already whether this was... Let's just have a check. It's just getting a little bit hot, isn't it? Just trying to, he was wide, wide, tried to save it. Unfortunately, gravity took over. A very frustrated shake of the head for Pit Bar. Of course, they've had their very well documented off-track issues over the winter, have KTM, and there's not really been much to smile about so far on track here in Buriram.
This is just the kind of situation Marc Marquez would have dreamt to have been in. A second and a half or so, just under now from Alex Marquez, but he can just manage that lead as he did in the sprint yesterday, just modulate his pace against what his brother is doing further back. Alex closed in on the last lap.
Marc Marquez, there is some kind of an issue here now. What is going on? Marc Marquez cruising out of turn 3. What has happened here? We are seeing a major story unfold here in front of our eyes in the opening Grand Prix of 2025 because Marc Marquez, what has happened? Something happened. He was clearly slowing on the exit of turn 3. He has lost the lead.
Now.
Looks like everything's okay. Was he out of the seat coming out of turn 3? Was there a gearbox issue, a shifting issue? We're going to have to, well, we know back in our production office we're going to be hunting down the replays because out of absolutely nowhere, Marc Marquez sees a comfortable buffer of nearly 1.5 seconds disappear in the blink of an eye. He's now the hunter.
He's now all over his younger brother, like a rash once again. Yeah, he's certainly going absolutely fine now as they move down towards turn number 12. Marc Marquez, on the way out of turn 3, I noticed he was offline. He was suddenly over to the right-hand side as they came out of turn 3, and as they now cross the line, he's certainly not struggling to stay in the slipstream of his brother now.
Here we go, we're on board then now. Let's have a listen to see what we can find out what happened to him. Into turn 3 he goes. Well, there was obviously no sign of any kind of issue whatsoever. It was almost just like he
almost like he thought he had to drop a position or something. Yeah, very strange.
Just like it was almost like he was like, okay. I mean, there was no obvious signs that there was any issue with shifting. There was no obvious deviation in the engine noise. It was just like he sat up, rolled out of it, and was happy to play the pursuer. Very, very strange.
Well, it's very strange to do that, particularly when you've got a second and a half in your pocket. Well, tell you what this does now. Not only has this brought Alex Marquez suddenly into the conversation, but Pecco Bagnaia will feel like his Christmas might have come early here. Bagnaia, once again, fastest rider on circuit, a 31 flat last time round. He pulled a quarter of a second away from both of the Marquez brothers that we're looking at on screen. Pecco Bagnaia is now just 0.8 of a second off the lead of the race. It's Alex Marquez looking very comfortable leading this Grand Prix, certainly not looking like a rider under any great pressure. 31.1 for him, 31.3 for Marc Marquez. Bagnaia and Morbidelli also in the low 31s. 2.2 seconds continues to cover your top 5 riders. Yeah,
and the fifth of that quintet is the utterly astonishing rookie, Ayagura, who has had a memorable opening MotoGP weekend, hasn't he, here in Thailand. Can't say the same for Maverick Viñales on the KTM Tech 3 machine, who is suffering big time out there in Buram. He's 20th, 17 seconds behind this battle at the front, really suffering on that RC16. Izzy Viñales nowhere near the point scoring places. He's being outridden right now by his teammate Enea Bastianini, who was nowhere in yesterday's sprint. 4 months after he won the Tissot sprint here on a factory Ducati, 27 seconds slower was the beast over the short 13-lap format yesterday.
Viñales is also behind Somkhat Chantra at the moment at his home Grand Prix on debut. Chantra running in 19th place. He's in a battle with Fabio Quartararo and Maverick Viñales. I'm not sure Somkhat Chantra can quite believe where he's at right now.
I think a lot of that pre-season optimism has been quickly sucked out of Maverick Viñales' sails, because this is a real chastening debut, isn't it, on the RC16. Marco Bezzecchi has just moved up into 8th place. He's through on Raul Fernandez. But once again, leading the Aprilia charge is the absolutely phenomenal Ayagura. I don't think he's going to have any pace late on for the podium, but 2 top 5s to kick off your... Oh, that's Joan Mir. Joan Mir at the top of your picture on the factory Honda has just tumbled out of top 6 contention, and you can see his frustration there. Yellow flags are waved at turn 12, just trail braking into that final corner. That's a real frustrated face, isn't it, for Mir? Unfortunately, the HRC DNFs rack up for Mir yesterday. Well, there was a moment of hope as he took his 9th place in the sprint, just his 2nd ever Tissot sprint point scoring finish. But Mir crashes out of top 6 contention at turn 12. Oh, look at that. It's how hard Bezzecchi's pushing the front end of that Aprilia. I thought Miller might try and have a little dab at him on the inside going through 6, not close enough. Good battle though between these two, and if they keep having a close scrap like this, well, that's going to prick up the interest of the likes of Zarco, the Gian Antonio, Raul Fernandez, Brad Binder and Fermin Aldeguer a little bit further back, because they're not a million miles off the duo ahead of them.
Feels like we're in a bit of a holding period here, doesn't it, at the front of the race. When will Marc Marquez choose to make a move? He's been sitting there behind Alex Marquez for 8 or 9 laps now, just happy to sit within a quarter of a second of him at the very front of the field. He's surely going to be thinking in his mind, if this is all down to tyre pressures, Marc Marquez therefore will know at which points he's satisfied the requirements to do enough laps within the required parameters, and then he can just go for it. And Marc Marquez surely will have a plan in mind at which point he chooses to attack his younger brother.
Closing and closing, getting closer and closer is Bagnaia on the 63 bike. He came over the line to start this lap 22 at less than 0.8 of a second behind your leader.
And I certainly think you're in a stage now of the race where if Bagnaia does get anywhere near close to Marc Marquez, you've surely got to attack him. As Marc Marquez, again, he can see Alex ahead of him, he can see the different lines he's taking, but Alex really does get that Ducati fired out of turn number 3. Marc's in the slipstream, but he's not in a position at this stage to do anything with it, or is he choosing not to do anything with it?
Bagnaia found another 2 tenths already in sector 1. The gap now is just over half a second. He's now in clear view, pretty much in the same picture, isn't he, as the Marquez brothers. This is just like yesterday's sprint, isn't it? It's Bagnaia versus Marquez versus Marquez. This would be some steel, wouldn't it, if Bagnaia was able to take the victory here in Thailand.
Yeah, if Marc Marquez is playing possum here with his younger brother, I think the moment where he's got to just scrap that plan and just go back to the front again is if Bagnaia gets anywhere near him, because as I say, Bagnaia surely will just have to take the opportunistic approach and just go for it and just try and pass Marc Marquez, because he's not had a sniff of him all weekend. Once again, that 73 Ducati moving around under Alex Marquez. He's got 4 more laps to hang on.
Here he goes on the inside, just showing Alex Marquez a front wheel. Alex will know. He'd have been sick of hearing that factory Ducati behind him. I think there's the big head shake through turn 11. It looks like the transponder or something's come loose on the back of Alex Marquez's the Gresini Ducati. You can see it there dangling off the back. I don't know if it's the rear camera maybe, as the Gian Antonio goes on the inside of Jack Miller further back in the battle for 8th place.
Gian Antonio surely must be feeling the physical strain now. Marc has a look again at the inside, but that gap will quickly close in his face. It's a bit of a double apex, turn number 3, and once again Alex has done a very good job of making sure he gets the best exit possible out of turn number 3. Marquez once again in the slipstream is now the moment. No, once again Alex Marquez is clear.
Marc Marquez is a serial winner throughout his Grand Prix career. He's won 62 MotoGP races. Alex Marquez has yet to win 1. Who is going to win this Thai Grand Prix? It's really tense, it's nail-biting, isn't it, towards the back end here in Burram. It is still Alex Marquez holding the advantage. Can't quite get any closer than half a second of Bagnaia. He's sort of got half a second back of his teammate Marc Marquez, and that's been it. He's not been able to sort of make any further significant progress forward.
Ralph Fernandez has entered the pits. He's retired on the track out to Aprilia. His team in Igora does still run in a very safe 5th place. On towards turn 12 we go once again. Marc Marquez has won 2 Grand Prix here over the years, and he's now sniffing a 3rd. Through he comes on Alex Marquez.
That could be then the decisive race, a winning move from Marc Marquez. We've said that he has not won the opening Grand Prix MotoGP since 2014. He was desperate to kick off life as a factory Ducati rider with the double win, pole position to boot as well, and he has now finally decided to pull the pin. Already putting clear daylight between himself and Alex Marquez. Already, what, a dozen bike lengths between the pair as they brake hard now into turn 3. That was the moment then when Marquez decided at the tail end, the final corner of lap 23, this is game over. Ralph Fernandez retired. He has spoken incessantly about his worries, his concerns about the previous overheating issues with the Aprilia here in Burram. Was that a factor? Could he just not take the punishment any longer? He is about then to start the final lap here in Burram, is Marc Marquez. His journey to the 2019 MotoGP World Championship ended right here in Thailand. Does his journey potentially to the 2025 MotoGP World Championship start right here in Thailand? He is cruising to a maximum 37-point haul. He's got this one in the bag, hasn't he? Surely in Burram. This is Marc making a big mark here in the opening Grand Prix. A statement performance. You felt his performance in the test here 2 weeks ago was throwing down the gauntlet. Well, this is just emphasising his utter domination. What a way to start his factory Ducati career. Pole position and 2 wins in the Sprint and Grand Prix.
Catch me if you can will be the message from Marc Marquez. He's got half a lap to go to claim that double. Alex Marquez has got half a lap to hold on to 2nd place. Bagnaia doesn't look like he's anywhere near close enough at this stage to launch a desperate raid into turn number 12. So unless a mistake comes from Alex Marquez, the family double 1-2 looks like it's on course.
Yeah, top job. 1st and 2nd in the Sprint. 1st and 2nd in the Grand Prix. There's going to be a heck of a party in the Marquez household when they head back to Europe. He has just 1 corner left to negotiate. He's going to win the opening Grand Prix of the season for the first time in 11 years. Qatar 2014, the last time we saw this. It has been a Ducati domination debut weekend for Marc Marquez. He takes pole position, he takes the sprint, and now the Grand Prix victory here on a memorable debut in Thailand.
Perhaps not how we expected, but the result we expected, as Marc Marquez takes victory ahead of Alex Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia. Then it's Franco Morbidelli in 4th. Ayagura completes a brilliant weekend for the rookie. He's in 5th position. Bezzecchi, Zarco, Binder, Bastianini and Gian Antonio pick up top 10 finishes.